Join us as we travel into the ocean's depths, where humans and sharks unite in mutual curiosity and respect. These stories show thrilling encounters and unexpected connections, reminding us to respect its delicate balance. Stay until the end to experience how powerful bonds can form between us and these magnificent ocean guardians. In the serene embrace of the Caribbean Sea, John Andrews and Nicole White, along with their adorable baby Lily, found themselves enveloped in joy. The family had embarked on a leisurely voyage aboard their quaint yet inviting yacht. It was a radiant afternoon, with the sun casting a golden glow over the tranquil waters, enhancing the bliss of their nautical adventure. John was steering his yacht while Nicole amused her daughter Lily with laughter and shows of all the sea had to offer them. Their little escape, peace, and joy for the moment. The Caribbean Sea was famous for its clear blue water, and that day it sparkled like a sizable, sparkling gem under the sun. The family had heard tales about its adventures and beauty. Now they were ready to create happy memories. Nicole held Lily close as they gently traversed the waves. John regaled their daughter with stories about sailors and sea creatures. Lily giggled joyfully. With such clear water they could see fish swim beneath, their scales shimmering like sparkling treasures. However, an unforeseen twist abruptly shattered the idyllic scene. As Nicole, in a moment of excitement, raised Lily to catch a glimpse of the vibrant school of fish darting beneath them, a misstep ensued. In that heart-stopping instant, Lily, her eyes wide with surprise, slipped from Nicole's grasp. As she descended toward the embrace of the azure waters below, time seemed to hang in suspense, mirroring the collective breath held by her parents. John turned around just in time to see the horrifying scene and shouted alarmingly. Without hesitation, both parents jumped into the water. An idyllic blue sea that had once seemed welcoming now felt more threatening than ever. As they dived in, a mysterious dark shadow loomed nearby. A shark, drawn to sudden splashes. John noticed it first, his eyes widening in fear. Nicole reached Lily first and brought her safely up to the surface. Lily began crying out in terror, yet felt secure in Nicole's embrace. John began swimming towards them, ready to return them to the yacht, when the aggressive shark came closer. John took decisive action, placing himself between his family and the shark and being ready to defend them at all costs, thus changing their lives forever. John was struck with intense pain when a shark bit his leg. Yet despite this terrifying moment, his only thought was for Nicole and Lily's safety. Pushing through the pain, he helped Nicole retrieve Lily back onto the yacht, while bleeding profusely into the ocean water. Nicole and John returned to their yacht. With John suffering a severe leg injury and their hearts racing, they realized the gravity of their situation. Miles from any land with limited resources to help them, facing an acute medical crisis with limited medical aid available. Sunlight still cast golden hues over the water, but for them, life was far from picturesque. Nicole inhaled deeply, attempting to soothe her frantic heartbeat, understanding the urgency of their situation. Despite the fear coursing through her, she conveyed a need for immediate action. John, marked by distress yet resolute, acknowledged her silent plea with a nod, determination shining in his gaze. First, they needed to stop John's bleeding. Nicole located more bandages and antiseptic in the first aid kit and carefully treated John's wound. Lily sensed this tension and started crying again. Yet this time, her pleas for comfort were met with gentle reassurance rather than panic. Next, they needed to find their way back home. John managed to navigate the yacht with Nicole's help despite his injuries. They set a course toward an island nearby, knowing every second would count. Nicole took turns steering and caring for Lily and John with strength and resolve to keep moving forward. As darkness descended upon them and the sea darkened further, only stars above could simultaneously illuminate such an expansive, beautiful, and terrifying sky. Nicole kept an ardent watch over all horizons for any sign of land or passing ships. Hours passed and a light appeared on the horizon as their hope began to dim. At first it was faint. As they approached closer, however, it grew brighter and brighter until finally becoming visible as a beacon leading them safely home. It was the light from a lighthouse that led them safely home. As dawn broke, they finally returned to shore, exhausted, scared, but alive. John was immediately taken to a hospital where his leg received care that saved his family. Doctors noted their achievement as being truly remarkable. Experiences such as this transformed the Andrews family in unforgettable ways. John's recovery was long and arduous, yet it brought them closer together as they recognized just how quickly life can change in an instant. Nicole often thought back to that day on the Caribbean Sea when fear, struggle, and relief came together with family bond strength, reminding herself of how powerfully connected their love was. Lily had grown up listening to stories of their adventure and her parents' courage, learning the value of courage and family ties early. Though they would never forget the fear and pain experienced that day, they also remembered its beauty: sea breezes, warm sun rays, and shared precious moments. Lily took comfort in hearing these tales of her family's adventure and knew the value of courage and family bonds. The Andrews family's epic tale of survival, love, and unbreakable bonds kept them close through life's most challenging trials. Together they knew they could weather any storm. In the heart of the South Pacific lies a remote island, a hidden gem untouched by the hustle of modern life. This isolation drew Alex Turner in, a lone traveler searching for peace and adventure. With its pristine beaches and lush forests, the island promised an escape, a chance to reconnect with nature away from the world's noise. Alex arrived with a sense of anticipation, his supplies carefully packed for what was supposed to be a month-long stay. The first days were everything he had hoped for. The island's natural beauty was overwhelming, with vibrant coral reefs, clear blue waters, and dense tropical forests that seemed to whisper ancient secrets. Alex felt a profound sense of serenity as he settled into his campsite, located on a high overlook with a breathtaking ocean view. Each morning he woke to waves and the gentle rustle of palm leaves. He spent his days exploring the island's hidden corners, marveling at the diversity of life and the sheer beauty of his surroundings. However, Alex's initial euphoria waned as the days turned into weeks. The reality of living in such isolation started to set in. Although he had come prepared, his supplies began to dwindle faster than anticipated. Freshwater was scarce, and while the island offered abundant natural resources, sustaining life itself became increasingly demanding. Moreover, Alex discovered signs that he was not alone in facing survival challenges. Remnants of previous campsites hinted at other adventurers who had come seeking solace or thrills, only to leave in haste. These signs, unsettling as they were, did not deter Alex. Instead, they ignited a determination to overcome the hardships and prove to himself that he could endure. But the island held a secret that Alex had not foreseen. One day, while scouting the beach for a potential fishing spot, he encountered a school of bull sharks patrolling the shallow waters. Their sleek forms moved with a grace that belied their reputation for aggression. Alex watched, fascinated yet unnerved as they cut through the waves, masters of their domain. The realization hit him then: leaving the island would not be as straightforward as he had imagined. The waters around the island, teeming with these formidable predators, posed a significant risk. Alex had always respected the ocean and its inhabitants, understanding the delicate balance between man and nature. However, the presence of the bull sharks meant that any attempt to leave by water would be fraught with danger. As his supplies continued to diminish, the urgency to devise a plan for departure grew. Alex spent his nights poring over maps and studying the sharks' behavior, trying to find a way to navigate through their territory safely. The challenge was daunting, but Alex was not one to give up easily. His days became a cycle of preparation and observation. He reinforced his campsite, conserved his resources, and kept a vigilant watch over the sea. The island, once a paradise, had become a beautiful prison. Alex knew that to leave he would need to outwit the creatures that had become his constant, lurking companions. The solitude he had once sought now weighed heavily on him. The vastness of the ocean, a barrier between him and the outside world, felt more oppressive with each passing day. Yet Alex's resolve continued. He understood that survival was not just about enduring, but adapting. And to adapt, he would need to face the dangers of the sea head-on, armed with knowledge and a newfound respect for the wild that surrounded him. As he stood on the beach, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of fire, Alex felt a quiet determination settle within him. He would leave the island, not as a man defeated by fear, but as one who had learned the true meaning of courage and resilience. The journey ahead would be difficult, but Alex was ready to face whatever the ocean had in store. The following morning, with the first light of dawn casting a soft glow over the island, Alex set his plan into motion. He had crafted a rudimentary spear from a sturdy branch sharpened at one end. This spear, though simple, was a symbol of his willingness to confront the dangers that lay ahead. Alex knew the bull sharks were most active during the early hours, hunting in the shallows. He had observed their patterns and identified a narrow window of time when their presence near his intended departure point seemed to lessen. It was a gamble, but his best chance at making it past the predators and into the open sea. Before leaving, Alex looked back at the island that had been his home for weeks. What had started as an escape from the world had turned into a profound journey of self-discovery. With its unyielding beauty and hidden dangers, the island had taught him lessons he would carry for the rest of his life. With a deep breath, Alex stepped into the water, spear in hand, and began to paddle slowly and steadily away from the shore. His eyes scanned the clear blue waters, alert for any movement. The sun climbed higher, its rays piercing the water and illuminating the world below. Alex could see the coral reefs teeming with life, a vibrant ecosystem oblivious to the above-human drama. As he moved further from the island, the depth of the water increased, and the ocean floor dropped away into darkness. Alex's heart raced as he entered the bull shark's domain, but forced himself to remain calm and blend with the sea's rhythm. Minutes stretched into what felt like hours as Alex paddled, each stroke taking him further from the island and closer to safety. And then, when the tension seemed almost unbearable, the silhouette of a passing boat appeared on the horizon. Alex waved his spear, making as much noise as possible, desperate to catch the crew's attention. The boat turned towards him, its engine growing louder as it approached. Relief flooded through Alex as he realized he was no longer alone. The crew aboard the boat had spotted him, and they were coming to his aid. As Alex was pulled aboard, he looked back at the island one last time. The challenges he had faced there had pushed him to his limits, but they had also revealed a strength he never knew he possessed. The island had been both his captor and his teacher, and he was leaving it behind with a sense of gratitude. Back on the boat, as he shared his story with the crew, Alex realized that his adventure had changed him. He had sought solitude but found a deeper connection with the world around him. He had faced his fears and emerged more vigorous, more resilient. The island, with its bull sharks and hidden dangers, would always be a part of his story, a reminder of the journey that had taught him the true meaning of courage, survival, and the unbreakable will of the human spirit. Deep within the Pacific Ocean's depths lay Dr. Emily Hart, an extraordinary marine biologist driven by her passion to discover its depths. She dedicated herself to studying its dark depths inhabited by unexplored creatures. Its depths had long remained an uncharted world to most. Her mission was to examine those that lived deep beneath its surface, creatures few had ventured into. Dr. Hart began her expedition equipped with state-of-the-art submersible technology and fully prepared for its incredible pressures in the deep sea in an advanced submersible designed to withstand these intense environments. As she descended deeper, sunlight faded, turning into darkness, only illuminated by powerful lamps mounted to her submersible, powerful lamps that cast their glow onto strange and beautiful creatures that called these depths home. Dr. Hart was inspired by every creature she encountered underwater, from tiny bioluminescent jellyfish to giant gliding squids. She took samples, recorded observations, and marveled at this breathtaking world, something she had never experienced on land before. Dr. Hart found herself deeply attuned with all aspects of marine life. Taking samples, recording observations, and marveling at its beauty became her life's work, and she felt connected with everything and everyone she found there, a feeling she hadn't felt before in previous life. As she pushed her submersible further into uncharted ocean waters, an uneasy sensation began to set in. While exploring was stimulating, it also meant being exposed to unanticipated dangers, which reminded her of how small and vulnerable her submersible was in such an immense expanse of open water. Her mission suddenly took an alarming and terrifying turn while Dr. Hart was studying a group of elusive deep-sea creatures. An enormous shadow appeared before her submersible and struck it with incredible force, sending it careening inside the cramped cockpit with alarms sounding. Lights were flickering, casting disturbing shadows around her. Dr. Hart was unharmed but stunned. She quickly checked her systems after becoming disoriented in her submersible. Her sub was damaged but still operational. The attack severed her communication lines, leaving her trapped with what many considered extinct creatures such as megalodons. Her heart began to sink upon realizing she would remain there with them for now. She had studied megalodon sharks before, yet never imagined she would come face to face with one. When this occurred, she felt terrified and fascinated. This living remnant from history had come close to making contact. But her initial fascination soon gave way to a growing urgency for survival. The megalodon wasn't simply an intriguing subject of study. It posed an immediate threat that may see Dr. Hart as prey. With no communications available and her vessel damaged, she needed to find ways to safely navigate its depths while dodging an ancient hunter lurking within. As she made her way back toward safer waters, Dr. Hart was overwhelmed by the gravity of her situation. Alone and submerged thousands of feet below surface waters, being pursued by an unspeakable creature that should never exist. This ordeal put her courage and expertise as a marine biologist to the ultimate test. But Dr. Hart was determined not to let fear become her fate, instead focusing on steering the submersible through the dark waters while looking for any signs of megalodons lurking nearby. Every creak and groan of the submersible seemed like a portent of doom. Still, she persevered, driven by the hope of returning to the surface and into daylight again. As she explored the deep, Dr. Hart could not shake the sense that someone or something was watching her, that the megalodon might still be waiting in waiting to strike again at any given moment. Though terrifying, she remained unshakable. As a scientist and an explorer of the deep, she was ready to face whatever challenges came her way with courage and resolve. Dr. Emily Hart's journey through the Pacific Ocean's depths continued at an ever faster pace, each moment seeming an eternity away. Though battered, Dr. Hart's submersible was a testament to human ingenuity, a small light in an insurmountable darkness. Steering with meticulous precision, knowing any miscalculation could spell her doom, she navigated it with great caution, as any misstep could mean death for both herself and her vessel. Dr. Hart was overcome with fear, wonder, and determination as she navigated the problematic undersea terrain. The presence of Megalodon, an old foe from her past, was a constant reminder of life's fragility. However, deep within her was an overwhelming desire to survive and bring new experiences back home. Stories that would challenge what was understood at first glance. At that moment, something unthinkable occurred. The Megalodon emerged from the darkness like an eclipsed star and slowly glided toward Dr. Hart's submersible vehicle. Dr. Hart's heart raced as she stared into its ancient eyes, reflecting a world long gone, and understood then that her journey wasn't simply one about survival, but about connecting the past with the present through something as monumental as this monster embodied by megalodons like it. Dr. Hart used quick thinking and intuition to successfully maneuver her submersible submersion through the deep sea, using its terrain to her advantage. She was relieved to discover she had survived what could have been an impossible encounter. Her vessel had been damaged, communications had been severed, and she still needed to find her way back up into the surface world. After what seemed like an eternity, light began filtering through the water and increasing brightness. Dr. Hart's story was met with amazement and skepticism back on land. However, the data she gathered and images captured by her submersible proved the existence of megalodon sharks and opened a new chapter in marine biology. Her experience with prehistoric sharks advanced scientific understanding. It illuminated hidden depths within our oceans that still hold many secrets that need exploring. Dr. Hart's adventure became legendary, becoming an epic tale of courage, resilience, and the indomitable human spirit. Gazing upon the ocean waters glistening under the sun, she knew her bond to its deep-sea creatures was unbreakable. Having faced down an ancient being, she gained a new respect for what lay beyond its waves, becoming forever changed by this experience. In the heart of Alaska, a place renowned not only for its breathtaking landscapes and untamed shorelines but also for its formidable challenges, there was a lone hiker who found himself hopelessly lost. Stranded amidst the vast wilderness, he sent out a desperate call for help, a beacon that cut through the silence and isolation of the wild. This plea for salvation was answered with unwavering determination by a large contingent of rescue workers. These were not ordinary individuals, but skilled experts in navigating the treacherous terrain of Alaska's toughest conditions. ready to embark on a perilous mission to bring the hiker back to safety. Michael Thompson, a name synonymous with courage and experience in the realm of rescue operations, was at the forefront of this mission. Having navigated the Alaskan wilderness more times than he could count, Michael knew well that each call for help brought with it a unique set of challenges. These challenges served as a stark reminder of the unpredictability of nature, teaching him to respect its power and to prepare meticulously for every contingency. Alongside his team, Michael readied himself for what was to be one of their most demanding missions to date, a testament to their unwavering commitment to saving lives against all odds. Their journey to reach the stranded hiker was fraught with peril at every turn. Leading his team with unparalleled expertise, Michael guided them through the dense forests that blanketed the land, across icy streams that challenged their resolve, and over snow-covered fields that stretched as far as the eye could see. The cold bit mercilessly at their faces, and the wind howled like a warning, urging them to turn back. Yet it was the knowledge that a life hung in the balance that drove their persistence, pushing them forward against the elements. As they made their way closer to the coast, an unexpected danger loomed on the horizon. Hidden beneath the water's surface lay a previously unknown pack of territorial great white sharks, drawn closer to the shore by an unusual current. This unforeseeable threat emerged into their path, adding an unforeseen obstacle to their already perilous mission. Undeterred, the team set up their base camp near the water's edge, determined to reach the hiker by dawn. Time was not their ally, as the biting cold and isolation threatened to turn their rescue mission into a recovery operation if they were not swift. Gathering around their maps and equipment under the dim light of a lantern, a sense of unease enveloped the team. Alaska, with all its surprises, seemed to harbor a foreboding sense that this mission would be unlike any other. Its shores, usually a source of majestic beauty, now felt like the borders of a realm where the dominance of humans was challenged by the raw forces of nature. As dawn broke, painting the sky in vibrant hues of pink and gold, Michael and his team were ready to embark on the next phase of their mission. The last known location of the hiker was several miles up the coast, an area notorious for its treacherous cliffs and unpredictable tides. Michael cast a contemplative glance over the water, unaware of the shadows beneath the surface drawing nearer, setting the stage for an epic confrontation between man and the untamed forces of nature. The rescue team set out with renewed purpose, navigating the rough terrain expertly. Their eyes were constantly scanning the landscape, searching for any sign of life. They were beacons of hope in an otherwise desolate wilderness, embodying the spirit of resilience and determination that defines the human condition. However, as they approached the water, a silent threat began to emerge from its depths. Great white sharks, sensing the intrusion into their territory, were on high alert. What started as a mission to save a stranded hiker soon transformed into a battle for survival, not just for the hiker but for the rescuers themselves. With no time to spare and the lurking danger of sharks at every turn, the team quickened their pace, racing against time and nature. Through the mist and the rugged terrain, they finally located the injured hiker, signaling for help from a small outcrop above the icy waters. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, Michael sprang into action, coordinating an emergency response with precision and calm. Utilizing ropes and harnesses, they executed a delicate operation to guide the hiker away from the precarious edge, away from the menacing gaze of sharks circling below. Though the hiker was weak, his relief was palpable as he thanked Michael and his team through chattering teeth. Having secured the hiker, they retraced their steps back to base camp, ever vigilant for signs of the sharks. Perhaps sensing the rescuers' intention to save a life, the sharks remained below the surface, allowing the team to pass without incident. Back at base camp, the atmosphere was one of subdued triumph. The team, skilled and battle-weary, administered first aid to the hiker, whose gratitude shone through his weary eyes. Wrapped in warm blankets, he was prepared for the journey back to civilization, a journey that symbolized more than just a return to safety. It was a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who dare to venture into the unknown and those who risk everything to bring them back. The encounter with the great white sharks, while a harrowing reminder of the dangers lurking in the wilderness, also served as a profound lesson. Nature, in all its majestic beauty and terrifying unpredictability, demands respect. This mission, fraught with unforeseen dangers and challenges, underscored the fragile balance between humanity and the natural world. The sharks, apex predators of their domain, had allowed them a passage, a momentary truce in the faceless expanse of the wild. As Michael and his team departed the remote Alaskan coastline, the experience lingered in their minds. They were leaving behind not just the rugged terrain and icy waters, but also a piece of themselves, a reminder of their vulnerability and strength in the face of nature's unfathomable power. The thanks of the hiker they had saved was a warm ember in their hearts, but it was the deepened respect for Alaska's wild beauty and hidden mysteries that they carried away with them. The wilderness, with its capacity to awe and terrify, had once again proved itself as a formidable teacher. In the end, it wasn't just a life that was saved. It was a profound encounter with the wild that would forever remind them of their place in the vast tapestry of life. As they made their way home, the team knew that Alaska would call again, and when it did, they would answer, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, united in their respect for the wild and their commitment to saving lives within its untamed heart. Anna Brooks set sail into the vast and open expanse of the Pacific Ocean, where the ocean meets the sky in an undulating horizon, on an adventure and self-discovery voyage. Navigating these uncharted waters was thrilling. She also sought greater insight into herself and what was possible within herself. Anna had meticulously prepared for this grand journey aboard Endeavour, her sturdy yacht home and companion on this grand journey. Stocking up with supplies and ensuring Endeavour was in top condition were crucial tasks she must complete to prepare for what lay ahead. As Anna set sail from the coast and left harbor safety behind her, excitement and anticipation surged within her as the vast ocean spread, offering endless possibilities and challenges that lay in wait. Days turned to weeks as Anna bravely navigated calm seas and faced storms with equal courage. She marveled at the ocean, its magnificent sunsets that painted the sky in vibrant hues, and starry nights that seemed close enough for touch. Anna found this journey everything she'd imagined, an affirmation of her spirit and affection for the sea. As she explored the open waters, an unexpected challenge presented below. An enormous whale shark attacked Endeavour, mistakenly thinking it was a rival or threat. This sudden and frightening incident caused significant damage to the Endeavour. Water flooded in, and essential supplies were irretrievably lost to the ocean depths. Anna was shaken but unbroken as she assessed the damage. Once a reliable shelter, her yacht now featured. Any remaining food and fresh water supplies quickly depleted, placing Anna in an overwhelming situation far from civilization and help. As fear and isolation grew, Anna became aware that her journey of adventure had now become one of survival. What had once been an endless source of wonder now seemed more like an impossible wilderness. Still, Anna wasn't one for giving up, drawing upon her resilience and skills she'd honed over years of sailing as she devised a plan to rescue herself and her beloved yacht. Anna worked tirelessly to repair Endeavour, using whatever materials were available and rationing what supplies remained. Knowing that each day brought new challenges, Anna became more determined than ever to survive and return to civilization against all odds. Anna was faced with one of her toughest tests yet in the vast Pacific Ocean, with its unpredictable moods and hidden dangers. Yet, with all its perils, Anna knew her fire of determination was undaunted, as was her love of sea life that no obstacle could dim. With eyes set upon the horizon, she knew this journey wasn't over. Instead, it would prove an ultimate test of courage as they battled for survival in its depths. Anna Brooks approached the Pacific Ocean with a determination that matched its endless waves. Every day brought unique challenges. Navigating without her primary equipment, dealing with fatigue, and keeping the yacht afloat. Loneliness could have overtaken her. Instead, she found strength in loving this vast sea and her desire to return home safely. Anna was in an increasingly desperate situation as days turned into nights and back into days. Although the yacht was holding together, fresh water was becoming scarcer by the day. Therefore, she relied on collecting rainwater using makeshift systems involving tarpaulins and containers while hoping that rainfall might come eventually, praying that any drop was drinkable. Anna found hope when she ran into a pod of dolphins that danced around Endeavour, their playful leaps and chirps providing a moment of relief and hope. Being around them reminded Anna she wasn't as alone as she thought. Ocean life offered companionship and renewed hope. Anna was taken aback when one late afternoon, as the sun set over the horizon, casting its golden glow over the sea, she noticed a ship off course heading in her direction and sent out an emergency signal that cut through the darkness to reach out and touch. To her great relief, it turned out to be an ocean cargo vessel crossing Pacific waters that changed course to come directly towards her instead of passing by on a different course altogether. As soon as the crew of a cargo ship realized Anna needed immediate aid, they offered assistance to help her survive her experience with a whale shark. Anna's yacht was taken under tow, and she received medical care, food, and water while sharing her story with them through this shared understanding of sea life. Back on land, Anna's incredible tale of survival against all odds in the vast Pacific Ocean became a testament to human resilience and adventurous spirit. Though her journey had taken an unnerving turn, it highlighted incredible experiences and nature's breathtaking natural world. Anna's voyage didn't just end when she safely returned. It also marked a new chapter in her life. Her encounter with the whale shark, its struggle for survival and unexpected rescue, taught her invaluable lessons about humility, strength, respect for nature's forces, and respect for its forces of nature. Anna Brooks knew her connection to the sea would remain strong. As she gazed over its vast, untamed beauty, she could feel its tug of promise pull at her repeatedly. Armed with new wisdom and increased respect for its unpredictable waters, she would set sail once more, armed with new knowledge and more respect than ever. Anna's tale would become legendary and remain relevant among those who dare face its vast, untamed beauty. At an isolated aquatic research facility far from civilization, an ambitious team of scientists embarked on a mission to understand shark behavior. At this state-of-the-art facility surrounded by ocean, Dr. Alex Carter led this groundbreaking team with the vision of uniting humanity and these misunderstood marine creatures. The facility, equipped with cutting-edge technology and reinforced containment areas, enabled scientists to conduct in-depth studies of sharks at close range, studying their habits and interactions in environments designed to mimic open sea environments. A multidisciplinary team worked harmoniously, united by their passion for ocean life. However, their pursuit of knowledge was abruptly interrupted by an event no one anticipated. A containment breach caused by structural failure released a flood of sharks into the facility's corridors and research areas, creating an uncertain threat in which danger lurked around every corner. Panic ensued as the reality of their situation hit home for the team. Trapped inside with no immediate escape route, they faced an impossible challenge, outwitting predators that now deemed their facility their hunting ground. The stakes were life or death in such a dangerous situation that required quick thinking and unwavering courage to survive. Dr. Carter, steadfast in the face of fear, galvanized his team with a sense of purpose. With a firm belief in the power of their collective knowledge, he led them to apply their specialized understanding of shark behavior, which had become crucial for their survival. Together, they swiftly formulated a plan, harnessing their expertise to predict the sharks' movements surrounding the facility and establish secure routes for movement. Their immediate goal was to reach the emergency control room to initiate lockdown protocols to isolate sharks and restore control over security systems at the facility. Their journey proved difficult as they traversed flooded hallways while dodging areas now controlled by sharks. Armed with makeshift weapons and an understanding of shark sensory biology, the team used various tactics to distract or deter sharks as they ventured toward the facility. Each member played an essential part, from navigating its blueprints to designing chemical distractions that exploited sharks' keen sense of smell. However, despite their best efforts, the path was long and treacherous. The team had several close calls with sharks' lethal jaws but remained unscathed. Their understanding of shark behavior proved invaluable as they could predict attacks quickly enough to avoid being cornered. As they ventured deeper into the facility, their bond grew tighter as adversity came their way, and they relied on one another's strengths and knowledge for support. Dr. Carter's unyielding resolve and determination to ensure their survival drove the team forward. These survivors were determined to outwit their predators and escape without incident from this facility. Their journey was an impressive display of human resilience and scientific know-how. However, as they approached the control room, the most significant test still lay ahead. An attempt at survival with all their strength required against dangers they would encounter along the way. With their control room nearby, Dr. Alex Carter and his team moved with cautious precision through dimly lit corridors at an aquatic research facility. Every shadow in the water and every unexpected sound only added to their sense of urgency and peril as their sharks, freed from containment, prowled around with unpredictable ferocity, turning their sanctuary into an unstable hunting ground. Time was running out, not only against sharks roaming through corridors, but also against diminishing oxygen supplies and an ever-deteriorating facility's fragile infrastructure. As they approached the control room, their path was blocked by floodwaters filled with sharks circling in floodwaters. Confronting this final obstacle required more than scientific knowledge, necessitating sheer bravery. Dr. Carter took the lead using a makeshift spear made out of laboratory equipment as an attempt at diversion, drawing their attention away from his team and creating an all-out rush for safety at the door to the control room. Inside the control room, Dr. Carter kept calm as he initiated lockdown procedures at once. Within moments, automated systems responded, sealing off sections, isolating sharks, and stabilizing compromised areas, while providing immediate threat containment and an escape route from inside. Once within reach of rescue services, their only recourse would be calling them in for assistance. Utilizing the control room's communication systems, they sent an emergency distress signal describing their location and situation. While waiting for a reply, the team took stock of its surroundings in silence, remembering what had transpired despite seemingly impossible circumstances they had caused themselves. Not only had they made themselves vulnerable, but somehow emerged victorious as testaments of human resilience and ingenuity. Waiting for rescue was an anxious time of reflection on events that had unfolded since leaving their mission of discovery behind them. Instead of finding themselves on an expedition of discovery as planned, their team fought to stay alive against nature's unpredictable forces, using scientific expertise not for research but for survival purposes. Helicopters broke the silence, signaling everyone inside that help had arrived and evacuating the team from the facility, now remembered for its dramatic survival story. The aquatic research facility incident prompted global dialogue on wildlife research ethics and containment practices. For Dr. Carter and his team, their ordeal served as a stark reminder of how fragile nature must be treated with reverence. Their dramatic tale, one encompassing science and resilience, would forever highlight humanity's tenuous connection with its deep blue sea surroundings.